Good morning and welcome to Sport This Morning. I'm Cecilia Amogbe.
It's great to have you join us again. I'm Tayo Salam.
Okay, let's get started with the show. Of course, we'll be talking about Joseph Izu, the Shooting Stars defender that was shot on Sunday evening. And of course, more tributes are coming in for him from the club, Nigerian Football Federation, LMC. And of course, this morning we'll be talking to the father to tell us the true story of what really happened to Joseph Izu.
Cecilia, very, very tragic. I mean, that's all I can say about the situation.
Yeah, definitely. We'll also be talking about what happened at Anfield yesterday. It was a goalless draw. The last time that one actually happened was like more than 11 years ago. I mean, they've had 50 games in between them. And of course, it's the second goalless draw they actually played.
Just the second.
And it's happened under Jose Mourinho.
Yeah, Jose, I mean, a lot of people a lot of pundits, going into this game, gave it to Liverpool, thinking United were going to get smashed. But Jose came up with a perfect plan, to stop Liverpool from playing like they've been playing all season. So it's a good point for United. I imagine Jurgen Klopp is very disappointed this morning. Cecilia also on the show. It's match day 3 of the UEFA Champions League. And there's going to be a lot of some very interesting matches to look forward to today, including Leicester taking on FC Copenhagen as well.
Okay, definitely that's the way it's going to be for today. UEFA Champions League taking center stage. I'll be looking at Group E, F, G, and of course H. Leicester City is definitely the match to watch it for today. They will be up against Copenhagen. Of course, for Tottenham Hotspur also be up against Bayern Leverkusen. So it's going to be a tough one for both sides. We'll just be waiting to see what's going to happen in this Champions League group stage this evening.
Yes, Cecilia, how could you forget the Arsenal? They will
be playing tomorrow, so we'll done for tomorrow, right?
Yeah, we'll talk about them as well too later on. But for Leicester, I mean, very interesting what's going on with the season. Very not too good in the league, but in Europe they've done very well. They've played 2 games, won 2 games, scored 4 goals, yet to concede. So you expect them to carry on in that path tonight against FC Copenhagen. And the Nigerian interest, obviously, Ahmed Musa, we hope he gets minutes as well. But if what happened over the weekend is anything to go by, it doesn't look like it's going to start, because it started again at the weekend. So you expect Islam Slimani to come back into the starting lineup. Okay,
we'll see how that will happen. But first, we'll just go straight to our lead story for today, talking about Joseph Izu, the central defender from Shooting Stars that died on Sunday night. I mean, so many stories coming in, so many reports coming from different angles. Some are saying he was shot dead twice. Others are saying it was actually a mistake, more like a stray bullet. That's what various media are reporting. But we'll be talking to the father this morning. We'll be telling us the true story of what really happened to his son. Izu Joseph is 24 years old, was 24 years old, married. He has a daughter, a 5-year-old daughter. And of course, when the season was over, he had to go to his town, Okaki, a border between Rivers and, of course, on the Bias State. So he went there to his village to actually see his family. And that was where his life was cut short. He was supposed to spend the holiday, with his family and all that before the season will start. But somehow it just wasn't meant to be. And that's how the next report we had was that instead of him actually holidaying with his family, it was the fact that he is dead. And another thing is that he actually scored 2 goals. He's a defender. Just imagine a defender scoring 2 goals for his club this season. He's been with them since 2014, more like 2 years plus now. That's when he's been with the club. And, everyone actually expected him, to grow, with the club. He helped them to actually escape relegation, and he expected him, okay, next season you still get to see this young man with the club. But just somehow, things were not meant to be. We'll be talking to the father this morning. He will be telling us the true story of what really happened to the son. So once he's ready, we'll definitely take his call. He'll tell us the true story. But there's so many reports out there. Some says it was JTF, he knew, he was a footballer, his wallet was taken. There's so many versions of the story. But once his father joins us, he will be telling us the true story.
Cecilia, well, whatever the story is, whatever the real story is, it's a tragic, event, and because he's not coming back. Big shame. And good players also for Tracy. He played his role in ensuring Shooting Stars didn't go down, to the second division this season. So to see his life, just go like this, it's very, very, unfortunate. And I suspect, I imagine, I believe the family will be going through a lot now at the moment. So like you said, we'll come back to the story once we can establish, connection with his father to come and give us, the real story of what went down in Rivers.
Yeah, definitely. And of course, so many tributes are pouring in, starting from the Nigerian Football Federation. Everyone is actually gutted by this loss. No one expected it to happen. Now, Jamiu Alimin happens to be kind of player's defender. He said, sad news, we lost a colleague, friend, and NPFL mate. RIP, my brother, Izu Joseph, rest on. That's coming from, of course, with LMC, League Management Company. Our hearts are saddened by the death of Izu Joseph, and our thoughts and prayers are with his family and 3SC. That's his picture right there while he was playing. Of course, Nigerian Football Federation, another tweet coming from there. NFF mourns with family of slain Izu Joseph. Of course, the money with the family of Izu Joseph. And Shooting Stars, that's the club he plays for, says, born on 24th February 1992, Izu Joseph left too soon at 24, wearing jersey number 24. You see the hashtag there, RIP Izu. And of course, another one also coming from them, Shooting Star is gone. A Shooting Star is gone. Izu Joseph is gone. Flavian defender is gone. RIP brother. What a life. May God strengthen his family. Hashtag tragedy. Yeah, it's a real tragedy. Everyone had to go someday. But somehow, when you live like this, it's always very difficult and it's always very hard for people to take. That's why you're having so many tributes pouring in for Izu Joseph this morning. And of course, yesterday from the football house, everyone across the world just want to wish the family, just have this fortitude to be able to bear the loss. Because somehow it's always difficult when you lose a loved one. And when you lose in a tragic situation like this, without you knowing, not planning for it, it's always so difficult. We'll try to establish a contact with the father. He will be telling us more about this tragic incident. Yeah, we will eventually. I mean, Cecilia, at 24, he still has, plenty years, ahead of him, to play football at the very top level. But unfortunately, it's not going to happen for him again. Very, very sad, like I said, Cecilia. But life has to go on, and just pray, for God to actually, give his family the strength, to, bear this irreparable loss. Yeah, Cecilia. So more for it, yeah. I mean, I mean, Cecilia. But over the weekend as well, too, there was another tragic event, that happened in the USA. Tyson Gay lost his daughter, in a similar situation as well, too. She got caught up in a gunfire between, two camps in the USA. And there's been a vigil, a candlelight, vigil, to actually pay tribute to her. And very tragic, very tragic. Gay, I mean, at 15 years old. Was shot and killed outside the restaurant over the weekend in Lexington and Kentucky. And of course, 3 men have actually been charged, including the father and the son in connection with the incident. That's what police in the U.S. are saying. She was actually caught exchange of gunfire between two occupants of two vehicles at about 4 a.m. On Sunday morning in the parking lot of a fast food restaurant in her own hometown. She was transported to a private hospital, but somehow, she died, before she could get it. Like her father, she attended the Laifat High School, where she was a promising track competitor. Well, It's also a sadness coming from the US. That's the vision.
I mean, you just imagine what this guy is going through right now, Cecilia. I mean, a lot of people, a lot of the guys that came out, to pay tribute to Trinity, came out in pink, which is apparently our favorite color. And you can see all that, the balloons are being released into the air. Very, very sad again. I mean, especially 15 years old, budding track star, trying to follow in the footsteps of a father, but our life has been cut short, by what happened. And like you said, Cecilia, 3 people are being charged, and they have actually pleaded not guilty. So they will be returning to court on October the 25th. So Cecilia, when we have very tragic situations like this, it's always very hard. But
it's hard. It's always hard. We just have to move on from here now, from this tragic scene. Talk about all the things happening around the world of sport. It's not all about tragedy. Some other brighter sports, and one of the brightest sports we're talking about has to do with where Neymar has signed a 5-year contract with Barcelona. I mean, how much will he be earning in a week? I can't even say it.
Cecilia, let's leave that aside, because if we start talking about his weekly, take home now, we might start, feeling a bit, not too good with ourselves. So we'll keep that aside. But the situation is, Neymar signed a new contract until 2021. That's when, the new deal is going to take him into the 5-year deal. And we hear Barcelona have actually set a release clause of £180 million for his new contract. That is, if you want to sign Neymar in the first year of his new deal, you have to pay £181 million. In the second year of his new deal, if you want to sign, you have to go all the way up to £200 million. And in the final year of in the third of his contract, you have to pay £226 million if you want to sign Neymar. Basically, what they're saying is this guy is not for sale. Thank you, but we're not in business. Go look somewhere else, because Neymar at 24 surely is that guy that will take over from Lionel Messi. Lionel Messi is still, arguably the best player in the world, but he's getting on in age a bit now. You don't expect him to play on forever. In Neymar, they have a ready-made replacement. We've seen how he's been able to carry Barcelona whenever whenever Messi is injured or is unavailable. So no surprises at all, Cecilia.
His Manchester also, he's making money everywhere, on and off the pitch. 90 goals he has scored for Barcelona since enjoying them, and it tells you a whole lot about this guy from Santos who joined Barcelona in 2013. He has won so many trophies, 9 in fact, including already 2 La Liga titles, Champions League, and of course in that game he actually scored in the 3-1 win over Juve.
Exactly. It's called.
Season.
I remember. And when players, when young stars are moving from Brazil, going to Europe for the first time, you normally expect a period of adaptation. It didn't take him a long time to settle at all. He settled very, very easily in Spain, and he's done a great job. And like you said, winning 9 trophies, and he's going to win more. It's not even gotten to his prime yet. It's still 24. You expect Neymar to get better with age by the time he gets to 25. When he gets to 26, 27, when he's at the peak of his powers, he will be very incredible. He will be almost unstoppable, on a football pitch. And he mentioned as well to his commercial potential. That's still huge there as well. So it is, they've not even scratched the surface yet. And by the time he starts to win Ballon d'Ors now, that's where you get to know the true valuation of Neymar.
I'm just trying to. You didn't want to tell me. The weekly wage, right?
It's no point.
400 and something.
What's the point?
I'm inside. I was like, what's happening here? And everyone is talking about Rooney earning about £300,000 a week, and Neymar 400-something thousand pounds, and you tell me who is going to buy that guy. As you said, everyone's actually, the club is actually telling those interested in getting Neymar, just keep up, because there's no way, there's no ridiculous way you can say, okay, I need to get this player for this amount. It's definitely not possible.
You think so?
Okay.
We'll come back and talk about it. Let's go on a quick break now, Cecilia.